I believe things don't go wrong, but they rather start wrong. And in my home county of Mombasa, there is a sinking house that has recently posed security threats to the lives of many residents living in the same locality. And it was up to yesterday that I did see the CS Defense Soipan Tuya issue a directive for the house to be demolished. In fact, I did see her give a directive for the KDF to go help in deconstructing that house. And as always, that was a good idea, as prevention is always better than cure. But having that preventive measure in place, we must first ask ourselves, where did we go wrong? Because that mess must have begun from somewhere. I just want you to have it in mind that this is a house that passed all tests from the relevant authorities that it is under their jurisdiction, including the National Construction Authority and NEMA and all other entities, to inspect buildings right from their start all the way to their final ultimate conclusion. That is why I began this broadcast by categorically stating that things don't go wrong. They usually start wrong. And with this building collapsing, then I kid you not, it must have started wrong. I'd personally wish that they should not only deconstruct this building, but also go ahead and bring to account right from the architects to the constructors to the owner, and not only those but also all the relevant authorities that were satisfied and certified for this building to proceed right after it being laid its foundation. Because honestly, why would some people sitting in offices and in relevant authorities prove how incompetent they are, going to an extent of issuing certificates of construction to buildings that come to pose a security threat to millions of Kenyans living in that locality? And for this building, imagine it is posing a security threat when it's not even finished. But as they say, a fish rots from the head. And that is to mean that if you elect incompetence right from the highest office of the land, then I kid you not, incompetence is likely to be devolved all the way to the lowest rank of hierarchy. Because once you elect incompetence into office, then automatically he or she is likely to nominate and appoint his fellow incompetent individuals to serve in different parastatals of government, not based on merit, but based on connection. And these are likely to be the end results. And I'm saying so because incompetent individuals shall be appointed to various public offices not to serve the interests of Kenyans, but rather to serve the interests of the appointing authority, and these are usually the end results. And of course, immediately when a massacre happens, we are likely to see the same entities begin to point fingers at each one of them when Kenyans' lives are already lost. And before even I come to the penultimate part of this episode, I would like to say this. Kenyans have another chance of electing very responsible, competent, and men and women of integrity come 2027. So, my fellow Kenyan, you've got the latitude of exactly more than 2.5 years from now to make a very conscious and decisive decision in the next general election. If you vote in bad governance, then I kid you not, bad policies are likely to replicate to your own disadvantage. And that is to mean that Kenyans are likely to suffer for another 5 years after the 2027 general election. If you vote based on emotions, or if you vote based on Raila said we should vote for so and so, I kid you not, voting based on emotions is a recipe for disaster. How I wish that go to the next election and decide to consciously vote for men and women with integrity. Failure to that, I kid you not, bad policies are likely to replicate to our disadvantage. And as I come to the penultimate part of this episode, that has just been my opinion. If by any chance you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well just feel free to drop them in the comment section, and I'll give them a right of reply. And by any chance, if you've been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, you can as well just consider hitting on the subscribe button. Thank you, and may God bless you.